I often get asked, how did you integrate technologies, software, hardware, and online in this project? Well, here it is. Throughout the production of my magazine, I used the application CapCut to help edit my photos. I used this app because it was an easy form of editing that I was familiar with and allowed me to see what kind of editing I wanted. This was how I was able to achieve my desired color scheme and appeal to my audience. CapCut allowed me to ensure that small components such as key lighting, color, and mise-en-scène was seen perfectly by editing and fixing any problems with lighting or color. I then used Canva, a designing application that allowed me to assemble my photos together to create my magazine. I used Canva as a canvas to create the layout I designed in my preliminary sketches, in which I was able to achieve and experiment more on. For example, instead of using cutouts in my cover page, I decided to only use cover lines as the cutouts were not appealing. Carrying on from this, Canva allowed me to bring my magazine to life by adding details such as cover lines, publishing dates, and my author's text that made my magazine realistic. Canva as well inspired my CCR number 3 through the layout used when sharing my unreleased photos as seen above. Canva was one of the platforms most used throughout this process. Another software component that was used previously mentioned was Instagram. As said, my third CCR, this post, was created on Instagram to create a realistic atmosphere of a designer answering behind-the-scenes questions on their famous product, which in my case was my magazine. Instagram allowed me to create and publish my CCR in a creative way, making my magazine more realistic. One last software part that was used was Weebly, the site where my blog and magazine was published. Weebly allowed me to keep track of my research, such as finding information on my targeted audience and my magazine genre, planning my magazine and its layouts, and the creation of my product. It allowed me to share my ideas and changes within my magazine, which was an immense help as I always knew where I had left off. This website created the progress of my magazine to look appealing, interesting, and shows the improvements I have made overall. Lastly, Weebly is the platform that has made this product the most realistic, as it shares my blog to be from a true publisher and an actual magazine. This was another platform that was most used in this project. Overall, throughout this entire project, I integrated every aspect to be online, from editing my photos to the actual creation of my magazine. Every component used, found online.